Now, did you tell any of this to Donnell, or you?
I didn't. But I was.
Because I'm sure it's always like, oh man, such an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
How's Dave like?
So what it is, because it's like the second time around, and I'm trying to talk to him more, but he's like,
but not push it too much.
Not push it too much, right? So I made it. I was like, I'm just gonna make it very easy on him. If he needs anything, I'll just go get it. Like, hey, Donnell, like, hey, I got some extra waters for you. Here you go. Hey, you want a drink or something like that? Like, oh yeah, go give me this. I'm like, hey, I know you usually walk up to a song. What song is? Do you still want to cue that up, or you want something different? Like, I know you have a few different songs. And he was like, yeah, put that one. He said, I don't know. He's like, and like little stuff like that. Like, just be like whatever, you know.
Hey, are you good with that water? I know you got design. Yeah. They got Crystal Geyser too. Right?
We had Crystal Geyser. I fuck with Crystal Geyser though. I'm not gonna lie. People that's to me that's the best. People have like a bunch of different other shit. Like I think I had Voss one time. I was like, okay, this little fancy ass water, but Crystal Geyser is super simple to me.
When I'm on a budget, that Nestle shit will do, you know.
Yeah. But Crystal Geyser is the go-to. But then he straight up told me, he was like, I don't like talking to people that much. He's like, I'm not a very like social person, and I think that was kind of like him like dropping his guard and like just talking to me straight up, because like if like
let me know like
your
boundaries.
I'm about it, like oh you're not social. He's like, nah, not really, man. Like I talk here and you know I'm cool with people. But then as he said that, he started talking to me more. We started talking about stuff like Chappelle's show, like the skits he was in. Because I remember asking him, I was like, hey yo, when did you do Vlad TV? I was like, did you do that before San Jose or after? He was like, I did it before, a little bit before. I was like, oh okay, cool. Because I was like, he dropped that Tuesday, like right around the special and stuff. He was like, yeah, we did the special. He said, and I promoted it for like 2 straight weeks of just straight hustling and stuff, just doing a bunch of shit. He was like, because he was flying everywhere. Because I remember he was telling me the schedule. He was like DC, Atlanta, LA.
He talked to you.
Yeah, so he was talking about a lot of stuff, just catching up. So it was cool. It was a dope time. Then he was talking about other stuff that he wants to do, specifically in regards to other things. I was like, hey Donnell, you don't do your podcast no more, right? He was like, nah, I don't. I was like, I used to always tune in because you just go live, because he was like, yeah, I need to get back into that. And then so we was having like a discussion, like future plans, other stuff, and then just like because he was talking about it was either that night or before, where he was talking about his next special, or what do you want to do with it, because he has like, when in San Jose, it was like his closer was like 15-20 minutes about the Army. Well, I probably shouldn't have said it, but it was like, his close was like 15 to 20 minutes. I was like, damn. Like, sometimes I was hosting at San Jose, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta go pee. And then he would start his closer, and I'm like, okay, I got 15 minutes. I can do. I got time.
Now,
you can time it.
Now, now, did you do that thing other people do, where it's like, oh, you don't do your podcast? You know, I got several podcasts I'm on. Let me tell you about.
No, I didn't.
You can't do that.
I didn't at all. Yeah. Another comedian did.
You shouldn't, but I know people who do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another comedian did though. It was like, you should do my podcast. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, you'll never see him again.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I ain't plugging my podcast at all. And I remember, only thing I tell him, I remember he was like, you do your podcast again? He was like, yeah, but like we started talking about it. I was like, I got a podcast. I know it's like, it's as I feel like it's just a way to talk about stuff and get clips out. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, people telling me I need to get mine back up. I was like, you should, man. I tune in every time you went live. It always popped up in my feed. And he said he was doing it during the pandemic because he didn't have nothing to do, so he was talking about stuff. And I'm like, yeah, when you talking to people, want to hear more from you. People want to hear more from you. People want to just know you more. I was like, cause you dope as shit. You funny as fuck.
Real quick on that subject. What, for people maybe listening who getting opportunities, what you shouldn't ask or say in a green room?
That's
plug your own podcast.
Plug your own podcast
as an invitation or whatever.
Like you should be on my podcast, instead of asking. Saying, hey, come on my podcast, instead of like, hey,
would you be down?
Would you be down?
Which is not bad. That's not a bad thing, but
like, hey, I like, set it up. Like, hey, how do you feel about podcasts?
Hey, you do my podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it was like, cause it was like, Cordy, you should be on my podcast, and like, Donna, come do my podcast with me and stuff like that. And it's like, I should come do it.
Don't bring people.
Don't. Oh, that's the. Oh man, like.
So I was.
That would seem to be like a huge faux pas.
Yeah.
I was in
somebody backstage.
I was in a green room the other day.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where or whatever.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, "Hey, can I bring someone from the audience to the headliner?" And I just sat there and watched both of them like. the facial expressions change. Like, do you know this person? Not that well, but she wants to come back.
Yeah, no.
She wants to come back.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
No. That's etiquette.
That's unprofessional.
Oh man.
Yeah, because also Donnell had people popping up too. So it was like that's the one thing about when it comes to me and dating. That's the one scary thing about. I always think about, like, if I bring my girl there, she's gonna want to come in the green room. If I might open it for a headliner, and I'm just like, nope. You can wait outside, because like they don't. I think feel like people always, and dudes will bring.
It's like. It's like in wrestling, the locker room or whatever. You don't want to bring partners or kids.
You don't bring partners or kids. And Donald had his kids there.
It's his room.
So it's his room. So he had his kids, he had his family, he had other people. Then also people don't understand that
you might have to change.
Or just coming down from the show. Or getting mentally ready for the show. And you don't want to have a random stranger. I don't even know this motherfucker. Like, who the fuck is this?
Can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, kind of like just messing up all the energy, the routine, and everything. Like you might need to go out, get some air, and then this person, like, now they see you, so they heckling. I'm like, well, I just want a picture. I just want a picture. Like, why you can't give me a picture? Like, well, you're an asshole, and it's like, you wasn't supposed to be here in the first place.
You don't want to be locked up with a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
and you give them space when you're in the green room, like,
oh yeah,
I gotta go.
I barely talk. I can't leave it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't there for a bit. Like, how you doing? You good? Yeah, man, I'm chilling. Okay, cool. I'll sit there for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go outside. Hey, you need anything before I go? And then I would just bring waters in, or like ask them if you needed a drink. That was about it.
I ordered a burger at the Improv when I was doing that thing for Felipe.
Yeah.
And then I just it got taken to there.
Yeah.
And then his boy was like, "You can sit down and eat here." I was like, "No."
So
I left. It's kind of like when you give a dog a treat and it takes it to a corner. So that's what I did.
So I get the hesitation, but if his boy says you can sit down and eat, take the advantage of that.
Yeah, but I still didn't.
You should.
I know, but I didn't. I just like I you know what I mean? Like I feel like it was like. Not that I know them, but it's like I was like, I'm gonna go downstairs.
No, I get you, but I feel like that's the one time where they're trying to invite you in. With them.
Yeah.
So like they say, because it's a hesitation thing, but you can sit down and eat.
But I also feel like hey, this is your. If you need to take off your pants right now, that's just your room to do it. You know, like to fucking change or whatever.
I mean,
that's how I feel. Like, that's why I ask, is like, can I bring someone from the?
I mean, but I know the anxiety is getting there, but I say you should take advantage of that because that's the time.
Maybe the third or fourth time,
If it's well, how many times did you perform? It was because it was the Palace of Fine Arts, right?
No. This was a different thing. We did like filmmaking.
So it was like the second time.
Second time, yeah.
So then at that point, I feel like you should sit down.
It would have been cool.
It would have been cool because sometimes this is what happens too. Like sometimes either the headliner usually will invite you, or sometimes his people will invite you to hang out and chill with them. Because like, let's say, because Donnell's not the most social person all the time, but his peoples are. So if his people's, hey man, come hang out with us, come chill.
Yeah.
That's them helping you, because sometimes his people can vouch for you more, or sometimes the headliner's people is kind of like push off.
His people brought you there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then that's how you get in good with, like, that's what's called Team Rollins, because it's like him and his team, and it's like it's dope. And
so he's got a big ensemble, huh?
No, not really. No, it's like 4 people. If that, yeah. So it's not big, but it's like, that's why it's cool. But then he has like other people working behind other scenes. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you like that clip, please hit the like button and subscribe to the Voice Party Podcast. We release new episodes every Monday.